What's up, everyone? Scotty from Chernobyl Studios. Uh, yeah. What was I trying to say? Oh, yeah. This is the fourth time I've tried to do this video because my SD card keeps stopping my camera from recording. So let's see if this time's the charm, eh? All right. So big thanks to Two Notes Audio Engineering. They sent me this ReVolt Guitar Analog Amp Sim a couple weeks ago. It's taken me a little bit to get to this video, so I appreciate their patience. They did send it to me. They are sponsoring and paying for this video, and I do get to keep the unit. Just letting you know up front how all this is going on. All right. Let's talk about this for the fourth time. The first time for you, anyway. So it's analog amp sim, the analog bit being this tube right here, this 12AX7 tube. It's got 3 channels and it has its own overdrive boost circuit. If you press each channel twice, you can see it goes from orange to red here in the tube color. Pretty cool. Lots of functionality. Let's go over this pretty quick. So on the back side here, I know it's cropped off, you can't see it, but we have the DC power. We have the balanced out, which is how this is how I'm connecting to my Apollo X4 right now. Right where this blue dot you see here, this is the MIDI, this is the ground loop switch. There is a MIDI cable. It does come with a MIDI cable, actually. It's got a full effects loop, by the way, a send and return in here. And then the guitar in, which is right there. On the front panel here, we have some more options. We can enable or disable the 4-cable method, the cabinet simulator. We have an aux in and a headphones out. There you go. So it's like the ultimate hybrid functionality machine. You can plug this in to add more channels to your amp. You can bypass the amp's power amp or preamp completely and use these channels with the power amp of the amp, which is very important to note because this is a preamp pedal only. You cannot power a load box or an amp by itself. So you need to have some sort of power amp source. Which again begs the question, for me when I'm using this, I'm like, well, what's the point then? Who cares? It's just like a big, gigantic pedal. The onboard cabinet simulator is a Marshall Slash 4x12, so that's cool. You can't change the IR that's loaded in here. If you want to use a different IR, you need to disable the cabinet simulation and run this through an IR loader. There's 3 channels here, the American Clean, the British Crunch, and the Modern Lead. Basically like a Fender, Marshall, Soldano. Okay, so these are the type of sounds that you can expect to get. If you look here, the Clean has its own dedicated tone stack. If you look here, no, the Crunch and the Lead share the tone stack. All the channels share the boost. So, I mean, if I'm trying to build a pedal board, I don't understand how this works on a pedal board. I mean, I can't just go through all the channels now. I would have to change the settings and then be mindful of the settings. So for me, this just makes sense more as an on-the-desk studio unit. Like, what would be the point? I mean, because if I want to have a crunch rhythm guitar channel, and then, oh yeah, now I want to go to the lead and do solo, can't because tone stacks are shared, right? Plus the boost knob is shared. So, I mean, interesting design decisions that, I don't know. Maybe the whole point of it, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the whole point of it is, hey, you just use the Clean, and then you're supposed to decide which one you want to use, Crunch or Lead, and then you leave it alone. I mean, that makes more sense to me, but who am I, right? You just press the button here to go between all of them, and then you double click here to go to the overdrive channel, like, orange, red. If you want to bypass this, you hit these 2 knobs together, and then it is bypassed. Please note that that means bypassed. It does not mean off. All right. I found this out the hard way. I left this plugged in all night when I first got it. I came back the next morning. This entire chassis was warm to the touch. If this is plugged in, the tube is drawing power. Keep that in mind. Okay, so I think we've talked about the pedal enough. Let's listen to it. Let's turn it on because for some of its interesting design choices, I think the pedal does sound really good, and I'm quite privy to the Clean channel here. Really like that. That sounds awesome. And I'm just using the black hole plugin there to make it sound a bit more atmospheric and black metal. We can get really nice, crystal clear lead tones here by just jacking up the treble there. There's no mid knob here, but I don't think that's the big deal. You can kind of get a lot done with the bass. So you can thin it out with the bass and then add some highs with the treble, and you get a very crystal clear, just like a glass. Awesome. And it's very inspiring, actually. That's how I came up with the idea for the demo in particular. I was just kind of messing around, and then I just played. And I thought that sounded just hauntingly beautiful. I was like, gotta stay with that, really enjoy it. Turn off the black hole here for a second, and then if you enable the overdrive, I mean, you're gonna, or the overdrive circuit, you're gonna get a crunch tone. So completely unsurprising, right? That's the clean channel. I really like the clean channel here. I think this is a fantastic clean channel. And moving on to the crunch is where I think two notes completely and utterly by accident have created the ultimate black metal guitar tone generator. Because this, being a Marshall, being what it is, and it just has a particular sound to it with the emulation. It really just lends itself to sounding like black metal, and that wasn't even with the overdrive. If I turn the overdrive on, it just sounds like black metal, man. It sounds so much like black metal. And it's just, yeah, I mean, it's a black metal guitar box. It's a machine for black metal. On the Crunch channel here, which is what I use to record the rhythms, what I use for the BC Rich version behind me, I loved how the Crunch sounded. Moving on to the lead. Yeah, we need to change the EQ now so we can go back to this. And this is like the biggest criticism I suppose I would have. It would be like if this is meant to be on the board and to be fast and to replace everything, I mean, it's not too user friendly if it's on a board and you're trying to do this with your feet. Again, maybe I'm silly, guys. Maybe I'm totally missing the boat on something. So let's just move on and check out the lead here. Sounds awesome. And then if we engage the overdrive circuit, sounds very, I'll call it cheese curdy because I'm originally from Wisconsin, where the attack, very squeaky attack, which helps it cut through the entire mix, right? And everything's at zero, not zero, everything's down the middle here, and it sounds fantastic. Again, black metal guitar tone generator sounds really nice. And I really don't have a lot else to say about this thing. It sounds cool. It sounds really cool. My only questions are really around the functionality of it. In a mix, it sounds great. I mean, you heard the demo song, sounded fantastic. It was very inspiring for me to play the clean tone. I think the clean tone on this, I really enjoy it. I really like it, and it helped me create a pretty cool demo for this unit. And that clean tone, I'll come back to that. I definitely will come back and use it for client stuff or for my own stuff. The British Crunch sounds fantastic with EMGs on my BC Rich Virgin. Sounded awesome, very aggressive, plenty of gain. I think with this guitar, with just the regular stock pickups, I might experiment putting an overdrive in front of this. But I decided not to here, and it still sounds good. Plenty of gain. You can get plenty of metal tones out of this. In terms of sounds, in terms of ease of recording, in terms of how it sounds in a mix, in terms of using it here on my studio on the desk, amazing experience. Zero complaints. I just don't know how you use it on a pedal board. I don't understand, like the shared EQ pots and stuff like that. Doesn't make sense to me. Don't know how it would be easy to use or things like that. But again, if you have more experience using a pedal board, or again, if one of the Two Notes guys watching this could just like correct me in the comments, I'm perfectly okay with taking criticism and being corrected. But if you have actual advice for maybe I'm something that I'm missing or how this would be used on the pedal board, yeah, please let me know. And let everyone in the chat know. That'll be awesome. Good job, Two Notes. It's built like a tank. It's awesome. I really enjoyed using it. It's going to stay here in the studio. I'm absolutely going to use this for upcoming project that I'm going to mix. And yeah, so thank you again to Two Notes for sending this and sponsoring this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful, please let me know down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.